I am Dan from the Rock Nerd Radio Show, and today we are going to take a look at the brand new X-Men 97 Magneto figure. We're going to do this in 6 minutes or less and see what we think about this figure.
Come geek out with us on the Rock Nerd Radio Show.
So here we have the X-Men 97 Wave 2 Magneto. If you're wondering what this costume is from, yes, it is going to be featured in the X-Men 97 cartoon show, but it was originally something he wore starting in, I want to say, New Mutants number 29. This was kind of a suit he wore when he decided to be a more of a heroic presence as opposed to an evil one. So here you see him kind of spinning around, and it looks, it's a bit of a weird costume, I'm not going to lie. There is the purple cape, which honestly the collar sits kind of funny on mine. I don't know if that's an issue with everybody, but it kind of sits weird around his head. His hair does appear to be longer, and he's got that giant M on his chest. And of course he has the gloves that go just about up to his biceps. So here he is spinning around. In terms of articulation, I will take him off of my spinning here for a moment, just to show you, he has your standard Marvel Legends articulation. There really isn't anything all that different to write about. He does have boot cuts. I'll start at the bottom. He's got, of course, ankle pivots as well as rotation, double jointed pinless knee, thigh cut, legs go up that much, and they go out that much. Cape does kind of interfere with movement a little bit. Of course, waist swivel and ab crunch, butterfly joints here on the shoulders, arms that go all the way around, out about that far, bicep cut, double jointed pinless elbows. But I do have to say that on mine, the joints get a little stuck for the top joint, so you may have to wrestle with it. Hand rotation, and of course movement at the hand as well. And then of course for the head, it is on a ball joint that, again, because of the cape, like, you make him look down, it looks like he's got like a scarf around his face. And because of his hair, it doesn't really go back very far, but the articulation is there. It is something that you can mess with. In terms of accessories, he does have a slightly angrier head. There you go, there it is. And he does have two open hands that you can swap out rather than the fists. Let's see if I can get them better in focus. I got a lot of shadow here, but there we go. So there are his other accessories. And just like any Marvel Legends accessory, you can pull the hand off and then just snap the one that you want back in like that. So, you can kind of have him using his hand like that as if he's using his magnetic powers. One thing that kind of bothers me in terms of this is that this figure doesn't actually have any of those magnetic effects. So it's just his hand. I mean, you can reuse what you might have with other figures. But yeah, there's no magnetic effects with this one. In terms of figure comparison, here's Magneto with the Wave 1 X-Men 97 Magneto, of course, in his more villainous type costume. They stand pretty well next to each other, and I haven't really tried to swap heads on these, but I'm sure they would fit very nicely if you want an unhelmeted Magneto head. Just to have another figure comparison, here is Magneto with the Wave 1 Wolverine. I always kind of considered Wolverine to be the anchor character of a Marvel Legends X-Men wave. It almost seems like it's Magneto in this case, because there's been a Magneto figure in both waves. And just for one more comparison, I got my hands on one of those Titan Sentinels. So you can see just how well they scale. In fact, Magneto only comes up a little above the Sentinel's knee. Sentinel is looking quite tall. So there we go. That is how well he scales with some other figures. One thing shown off in some of the promo shots for this figure is that Magneto can levitate with his cape, like on his cape. It doesn't work that well unless you really kick his legs out. He kind of doesn't balance. I also have trouble with the peg staying in. There's a peg for the cape that goes in his back. I have trouble with it staying in. In terms of Magneto, this might not be your preferred look. If you're building an X-Men 97 display, you're probably going to want this. If you like having Magneto from different eras, like I could stick this with an original New Mutants team, this would work. But it might not be your preferred one. Admittedly, it's not even my favorite look for a heroic Magneto. I kind of prefer the look of Magneto in the, it's like a purple costume with white boots and gloves. I'm actually kind of surprised we never got that on a Bucky Cap mold, because it felt like a figure that could have easily had happened. But yeah, as I said, not the worst figure. Articulation's good, but probably not the best either. It's really going to depend on what kind of display you're building, or if you want to have every version of Magneto. So let me know what you think of this figure down in the comments. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. And until next time, I've been Dan. You've all been pretty awesome. That's been Magneto. Have a good one. I'll see you around.
Come geek out with us on the Rock Nerd Radio Show.
Seriously, how the hell does Magneto talk in this thing? I have like a severe echo going on. What the hell, man?